welcome back to the HCW YouTube channel. My name is RateWrestle, and we're joined once again with the Bastard. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
I am living the dream. I finished work 15 minutes ago, and I'm excited to be here.
Damn right you are.
In my nice new shirt?
It's a good shirt, that is.
It is a good shirt. Everyone should buy one.
You pay over the odds, bet you did.
I did. I won't. It was. I got charged more than it should have been paid, but we'll get there.
Eternal love, that is. Eternal love.
Yeah, it's not loyalty, is it? But we are going to be reviewing Key to the Kingdom, which was a great show, a packed out crowd, a lot of beer as usual. In my essence, they also do a Skittles cider now.
You're in your element now.
I am. When they introduced, because normally when I used to go, it used to just be the same on tap, but they're cheap, so I didn't care. But now they're introducing new ones.
Well, you've got to try them if they're there.
Yep, it was alright. So the show started on obviously the sad passing of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. So there was a salute and a video package towards them both. I don't know if I mentioned it to people on the podcast and stuff. I think you saw it. I got myself a Bray Wyatt tattoo.
Yeah, I saw it online. It's very nice.
Yeah, in honour, it was nice. I got it literally the day of that show, so it was a nice two-parter for me.
Good then.
Yeah. But we'll kick off into the actual show itself. So we kicked off into a match which you booked for me, which was the reigning defending King of the Division champion Lucas Cashmere versus one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, Luke Douglas. There's no bias on this channel.
No bias whatsoever. Never has been with you.
No, never no bias. I don't know where people get the bias from. It's outrageous. But this was a really fun match. We'll get to the reason why, but it was a bit back and forth throughout of it. Luke has tried to throw in his arsenal a swanton bomb. He missed it the first time round. It's fun when you hit it. When you miss it, it's game over most of the time.
It can be painful if you miss that.
Yeah, because it's just a full-on flat-back bunker.
It's good, though. It builds character.
Yeah, and, everyone needs character. No one could really get in the advantage in the match because they've wrestled a few times at this point. Cashmere hit a backcracker, which is a perfect move to hit after someone's missed a swanton bomb. A couple of near falls at that point. He got a frog splash and got a near fall at that point. He got frustrated. First time I've seen Lucas Cashmere ever get frustrated, and he went to grab the bout. Thought he was going to ruin everyone's mood in the arena, especially mine. But he decided no, that's not the right thing to do. He put the title down, and then got absolutely powerbombed out his shoes. And super kick, and then finally he hit a swanton bomb, and my man Luke Douglas is your new King of the Division champion.
Bet you was a little bit happy about that, wasn't you?
I feel like you started hot for me. That's what it was.
This match was built completely with you in mind.
Yeah, man, I agree.
Just the way it is.
That's what wrestling should be.
That's
Fuck the people that are reviewing.
But yeah, this match was incredible. This was, I think this was my match of the night.
It was my match of the night as well, at 3.5. Yeah,
I absolutely loved it. Like you said as well, Cashmere actually getting aggressive, like getting frustrated as well. We haven't seen that in the entire time he's been there.
Yeah,
you could see the frustration, and it was beautiful. Maybe he should have used the title.
No.
Maybe we should have, but
well, he would still be the champion.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But I probably would have walked out.
No, you wouldn't, because Joseph Connors is on later.
That's what you could. Yeah, you got me there. And that's when I should have walked out. But yeah, no, honestly, it was my match of the night as well. I rated 3.5 stars. It wasn't the bias towards Luke, which everyone threw out there. It was a very good match. Like, for someone that wouldn't have known the two guys, it would have still been a very good match.
Yeah, well, it's been released on BCCW's YouTube channel now as well. It's on their socials. They've put that match out there for people. So do yourself a favour if you haven't watched it, go and watch it because it really is incredible.
Yeah, I'll whack that in the description because it is a great match. We will move on to a match which was technically announced, part of it, for Chantal Jordan was returning to BCCW after a while. And her opponent, the one and only TJ Sky, the heat-seeking missile as he is now at this point in career.
He really is, isn't he? Like, you can't help but hate the guy, but I absolutely fucking love him.
He's just brilliant. So obviously the first thing he did was tell Chantal to suck it, because that's wrestling.
Damn right.
So he was just obviously going, he should get out of the ring and so forth. Then Chantal did what she does best and absolutely kicked the crap out of him. TJ then did the smart thing because Chantal, a lot of her offense is based upon footwork, kicking, striking. So he started working on the feet, and not many people do this anymore. He actually removed her boot.
And sock.
And sock, because, you know, the sock is a lot of protection.
It's a lot of protection. It's a lot of padding, that is.
Yeah.
A lot of padding on sports socks.
And he knew that, so he decided, you know what, let's up the ante, we'll remove the sock. He got an ankle lock on the outside. He knew he couldn't win, but he wasn't about winning at that point. He just wanted to get enough injury. He did the foot snap, which, if everyone remembers, Pete Dunne does a lot of it with the fingers, where you do but he did it with the toes. Not good. I just wrote at this point he's working the foot.
I mean, if you're a foot person, that was torture.
Yeah,
so,
no.
you know.
But if you're the opposite,
it's still torture.
But at that point, Chantal decided, you know what, I've had enough of this. Absolutely clobbered the crap out of him. And she did pick up the win at that point. I rated 2 3/4 stars. It was a fun match. It wasn't like it was just. It's a TJ Sky match, which is just fun.
I really enjoyed it. I mean,
yeah.
Technically as well, TJ Sky is probably one of the best people on the roster. He's amazing.
He's very underrated, I feel like.
Yeah, he's such an arsehole.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic. And I love him. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's absolutely brilliant. And Chantal returning to BCCW as well, doing what she does, and that's kick the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
So no doubt she'll be back to relive and torture more folk. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And she keeps a boot on. Tie them up extra tight next time. But yeah, TJ Sky will always be back, and he will always be a dick.
Yep.
And that's what we're here for. So moving on to a very sad moment of my life. So we had CJ Rollins. No spoilers. CJ Rollins versus Joseph Connors. If anyone doesn't know by now, I'm a big fan of Joseph Connors.
Really?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. You're a big fan of Joseph Connors.
We all love Joseph Connors.
Yeah, he's just fantastic. Like it doesn't matter where he is. He can just bring the animosity out of any person in that crowd. And he was facing probably the biggest fan favourite in BCCW at the moment, which is CJ Rollins, the Backcountry champion. This was, once again, it was just a fun match to watch. It was very stalemate back and forth, because pretty obviously Connors brought up that he'd fought CJ Rollins prior to this. I can't remember what name he went under. We brought it up in the preview.
Yeah. James Maverick?
It sounds right.
I've just gone a blank.
But it'd been around about 8 years or so, something in 2017. And so
Rollins was 16 when they the first hooked up.
So the difference in, obviously, Connors said, you're better, but I'm better as well. You know. So yeah, it was stalemate back and forth. CJ Rollins ended up diving onto Riley Nova. He then got in control because of that miscommunication at that point. CJ had a big fight back. Connors then got in control a bit, and then out of nowhere, CJ picked up the win with a roll-up.
Yeah, he did.
I was very sad. Joseph Connors losing by a roll-up made me very sad.
There had 2 thoughts that happened as that third count hit. First one was, oh my God, because that was proper out of nowhere finish. Yeah. Second one was, right.
What was right over there with that? What's he downing over there?
They're going to see someone crying in the distance. I knew it was you.
That's the reason it took so long to do this review. I had to bring myself to say that statement that Joseph Connors lost by a roll up. But yeah, it was a good match. It was CJ Rollins he has quick matches. They're very much straight to the point. Beat the crap out of some roll up with that one. But it was a fun match. I rated 2 3/4. Obviously, I was very sad about Joseph Connors, but I do like CJ Rollins as well.
Yeah. I think it did well. CJ went online first of all leading into this match and cut a promo on Connors talking about that match that they had when he was younger and stuff. And Connors' response was just amazing. He cut a promo from his car. He didn't even brush his hair. He didn't care. He's like, get over it, mate. Get over yourself. It was amazing. And then he got in the ring and told everybody the same thing. And CJ was pissed, and he wasn't the same kids, was he? So
he's a better. I don't know what CJ Rollins looked like when he was 16, but the man's a monster of a size now. So.
He didn't look like that.
Yeah, like he could just rip someone up with his bare hands.
I mean, there's probably a good chance. There's probably a couple of people he could definitely do that to.
Yeah. Buck CJ Scar. But also, we're going to get to a point now that there is a show coming up, which you want to bring up because I've heard there's going to be a match booked under my outcry of it. Joseph Connors versus Sonny G.
Sonny G.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the thing. You called it out on the socials, didn't you?
Yeah.
That you wanted them to book Joseph Connors versus Sonny G.
You cowards was the exact words I used.
You cowards, that was it. I don't think Joseph Connors is quite ready for the rope of dope that Sonny G would bring, especially with that powerful bulldog, which we'll get into when we go to the Rumble a bit later. I just don't know if Joseph could cope with it.
I feel like you're adding fuel to the fire, and I like it. Good. But then we will move on to a match I was very much looking forward to. Well, to every match on the card I was looking forward to. There's not like a lie on it. So we had Kid Lycos, who has been on a good run within BCCW, and Dan Maloney. So this match got announced for Progress the day before, but we got to see it here first, which was fantastic. This was very much a Dan overwhelmed Kid Lycos a lot in this match, and I think it's just he's on a high. Dan Maloney is in Bullet Club like he's the best you've ever seen him. Kid Lycos was always fighting with under. He did get a few times in. Dan was hitting big chops at this point. He did get to hit a brainbuster, which only gets hit in BCCW. But this time, Dan Maloney kicked out.
He did.
And I feel like that was the end of Kid Lycos when someone's kicked out the brainbuster.
Mate, I mean, funny, he never hits the brainbuster anywhere but Tipton.
Yeah.
He hit the brainbuster on Dan Maloney.
In Tipton.
Like, everyone was like, oh my God, he's hit Dan Maloney with the brainbuster, and Dan kicked out.
I feel like anywhere else Dan Maloney's not kicking out, but because it's Tipton, he's just...
I mean, anywhere else he won't hit it.
Hulkamania.
So, you know. But yet it was very much Lycos fighting from underneath. Dan's just on a roller coaster at the moment. He's on an absolute stampede, and he's just doing amazing stuff. So I think you add all that to it. There was never going to be a point where Dan was going to be underneath. I don't think he's got the momentum going in.
Yeah, and then as I said, because he hit the brainbuster and he kicked out, I feel like Kid Lycos just suddenly lost all morale. He ended up losing by a massive spear, which, you know, Dan Maloney hitting a spear, you're probably going to lose. I read it 3 1/4 stars. I really enjoyed the match. It was a good it was a really good atmosphere, the match as well. 2 fan favourites.
Yeah, it was one of them matches going into it. I wasn't sure how people was going to react. Because obviously you all know how they're going to react to Dan. Everyone loves Dan.
Yeah.
That's just a given. And to be fair, Lycos has become like everyone's favourite little mascot. Like everyone's loving him.
Shitty little wolf.
So it's exactly, you know, everyone loves a wolf. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect with this match, but it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Loved everything about it.
Very, very fun match, and just the momentum continues with Dan. And it's not a bad loss for Lycos. If you're going to lose to anyone in Tipton, Dan Maloney's probably the one you want to choose.
That's it.
We had one more match before we get to the King Division, the King of the Division Rumble. Sorry, the Key to the Kingdom Rumble. We had a match where I've already discussed with you. I have 0 notes for, and I have no notes for the Rumble, but I can remember a lot of the Rumble. We had Hari Singh, the debut in Hari Singh versus George Lydon. What I remember of this, I rated it 3.25 stars. I've got the rating of it, so I did enjoy it. My notes just corrupted, and I have no notes. Do you remember much of this match?
That's his excuse, and he's sticking with it.
Yes, I drank a lot.
Joseph had just lost, and he was like, "Right, that's it. Screw you all. I'm having beers."
What's the point of this show?
No, this was absolutely fantastic. Hari Singh is so good in the ring. He's absolutely quality, and George Lydon, he's the lost hunter in
He's a cheat code of a person, George Lydon. Yeah.
He's amazing, absolutely amazing. So the two of them together, they put on a clinic. It was really, really good. Unfortunately, that night it was hot as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like that show, and people were dying.
Yes.
It's like people were absolutely dead in that audience, and not sitting on their hands dead. They were just dead. It was hard to keep up. It really was, but it was a great match. It was a really fun match. Lydon getting the win as well. Obviously cemented Lydon in BCCW. I think that really pushed him over.
Yeah.
Harry's return as well. That was. He has been at BCW before. It's first time for you, though, I believe.
Oh yeah, he was in a Fatal 4-Way, wasn't he? For it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did George won by a Tiger Bomb, I believe?
Yeah.
Well,
I've got. To be honest, I don't really take much notes, so I don't have to. That's your job. And
son of a bitch.
He's Lydon over bomb, so I'm assuming.
There we go. Yeah. Lydon over bomb.
There you go. So I'm assuming that's how that went.
Yep. What a fantastic match review that was. Exactly. It was a good match. I remember it being a good match. I just don't remember much of it because I was drinking and I was enjoying it.
That's the biggest problem that's not a problem, obviously, but you got into that match for the wrestling, and it was really good. And the facials on George Lydon are another level.
George Lydon has the trouble of that you hit him and it will just show up on his body instantly. It's like memory foam. Just hit him and it's just there. But no, it was definitely a good match. I rated 3/4 stars. It's one of my highest rated matches that night, so it couldn't have been wrong. Exactly. But we will move on to what everyone was there for, except for Luke Douglas winning the title. The Royal Rumble match, I'm going with that.
He's excited.
So this was originally going to be a 20-man. It ended up being a 30-man. Anything can happen. This was a good match. It was just surprises everywhere. You had surprises like Hassan Ali made his debut, which is a kamikaze favourite for myself. You had returns like Carson Bailey. You had John Moxley in there. For anyone that wants to dispute that, sue me. It was basically John Moxley was in there.
That's what he did.
Yeah. Just a list of people in there. So you obviously had Aiden Porter, Big Van Veska, Carson Bailey, Edgar Adams debuted as well, another kamikaze guy. 4D, I believe was the name. George Lydon, I think he was the only person that had double duty that night.
Casimir.
Lucas Casimir was in there. I lied. Good journalism. Jack Ball was in there. JC, Kamikaze, Jim Redacted. Bowles. Liam Heron. Leo J. Heron. Lucas Cashmere. I'm keeping that in now. Lucille Lee, Mark Clark, Matt Locke. That sounds weird. Matt Clark, MJ Grayson, all of a sudden. Riley Nova, who I've got beef with. He got eliminated. He went to sit by Joseph Connors at the back and then untied my shoes. What a bastard.
What a legend.
What a random thing to do. Shiro,
show.
Sonny G, the guy that's going to be facing Joseph Connors soon. Stephen King, TJ Sky, Tom Ferriman. Good old Tom Ferriman. And then there was 3 that were just on cage match mysteries. So I'm guessing they just can't remember their names. It was
LJ
eventually,
Huron was there.
yeah.
That was one of Joseph Connor's men.
There you go. It was eventually won by Lee Hunter. But before that, I've already threw the cat out the bag. 30 men entered. They were fighting in the ring. It was Lee Hunter, I believe, Jack Ball. And who was the remaining person?
George Lydon
George
and
Lydon.
Casimir.
That was it. And then out of nowhere, you hear that anything can happen. And there's a countdown. And the heat is on.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Lee Hunter's reaction was literally like, no!
I think everyone's reaction was like an oh my god moment.
And oh yeah, absolutely. It was probably it's my favourite moment of the night. Like Lee Hunter, I love Lee Hunter with all my Jim Hunter. Oh, I love Jim Hunter with all my, I'm getting confused.
He's too excited.
Jim Hunter with all heart. Like the Hunter brothers are one of my main staples. Like when I first started watching British wrestling.
Yeah.
And then when obviously he disappeared for a few years due to injury and COVID and so forth like that. Just to see him return and just have the Hunter brothers in the ring together again, and the moment where they actually worked together for a little bit.
It was a beautiful moment, wasn't it?
And then it was spoiled.
Oh, Lee.
Because Lee Hunter realised, you know what? It's Tipton and I'm a massive heel, so I'm going to eliminate my brother.
Oh, the reaction of Jim coming out, first of all. He's one of the best things I've ever witnessed.
Oh, I loved it.
It was amazing. The look on people's faces. Like the shock, first of all, when that anything can happen, the alarm went off and anything can happen. 10 count. And then the flames hit and you just heard one person go, no. And then the music hit. There he was. Oh,
and who was that one person?
I think it might have been Clint. I'm assuming it was probably Clint. He was in the back of the room losing his shit. He was loving life.
Oh, but yeah, it was like it just added to the fun. You had Sonny G was involved, Tom. There was a lot of surprises. I said John Moxley was definitely in that match. You had people like LJ Aaron. He doesn't really wrestle that much anymore, but he came in to have a pop in this match. They beat been Van Wesker's group, I can't remember off BDK. They decided not to get involved in the match until they were all there, which absolute jebbins.
Grayson coming out and going to comms, just going, not going to play. I don't want to.
No one disputed it either. It was like, yeah, that's Rumble rules.
To be fair, Grayson's done that a few times over the last couple of years with BCCW.
When there's 8 people in the ring, why would you jump in?
Exactly. He's smart enough to go, I'll sit over here for a bit. And Lucy comes out going, come on, let's get in. Just wait. And then out come Wesker. So,
and then it was all better off. But honestly, it was just, it's a very fun match. It was always going to be a fun match. It ended a very, very fun night. But before it officially ended, Lee Hunter decided to get on the mic. And he said, obviously now he's got the keys to the kingdom. He can challenge anyone at any time. So he called out Luke Douglas, the new King of the Division champion, and CJ Rollins, the reigning defending FCW Black Country champion, and said he could have them both.
Yeah.
So obviously, both of them decided, you know what, okay, we'll come out, and then they put all their crap away. They had phones and everything in their pockets, ran to the ring, and then Lee Hunter scarpered like the scumbag he is.
I will not hear a bad word said about Lee.
Oh no, I absolutely love it.
No, I loved it. I loved every second of that Rumble. I'll be honest.
It was a beautiful Rumble.
It was so well done. Like all the guys involved in that were fantastic, and getting to see a lot of the guys for the first time as well, making appearances. Eli Blake was the other person.
That's it, yeah.
The other name.
Everyone got decent reactions as well. Even the people that you wouldn't be well known to some people. Everyone got a good reaction from the crowd.
Well, this is the thing. Like I really liked. Like I'll use Oliver Sudden as an example.
I was about to bring him up. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. When he came out, not many people recognised him. They didn't know who he was. Just like, who's this big bastard? And he won everyone over.
He wrestles perfectly for his size, though. It's like a world of sport throwback.
Yeah. It was so good. Matlock coming out then, and on about Matlock, him and Carson Bailey. Did you see the elimination? It was brutal, absolutely
And Carson
brutal.
Bailey's involved in it, though. You expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just flung himself at Matlock to eliminate him and himself. Matlock got pissed off and choke slammed him on the edge of the apron. It was brilliant.
Oh God.
Absolutely great.
But yeah, no, honestly, when people get to like if they ever, it's just so good. Like, just you need to eventually get an on demand.
Well, that will be something that is coming.
I thought I accidentally segued to something I didn't know of. Then I was like really happy with myself.
It is something that is in the pipelines and it will be coming about hopefully a lot sooner rather than later. But I will let you know. Obviously, the Luke Douglas versus Casimir match has been released. We put that out there for everybody. It was such a good match, and we have a new champion after a year. We're also going to be dropping the Key to the Kingdom Rumble as well. So at some point you will get to experience that beautiful moment.
Oh, just the whole of it. The whole Rumble though itself was like, even if you threw away the big surprise at the end, it was still a great Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely. Like start to finish, it was storytelling, it was entertaining, it was fun. We were sweating balls and we had a great time.
Skittles sponsor as well.
Skittles beer.
I want to be sponsored by the bar there. That's what I want.
Sponsored by Allen Sports Bar.
Oh, that's all. But so before we sign off, there's not one but now 2 shows to advertise. There's nothing major that I can go through via what's going on the actual show at the moment. So we'll go with the one that was announced at the show first, which was the Xmas Gimmicks, which is a fantastic name straight away. Naughty and Nice. That is going to be on December 8th at the usual haunt, Allen's Sports Bar, and I believe tickets are on sale now.
They are? Yep.
They were on sale at the show, to be fair, so they probably should be on sale now.
Yeah, we put them on sale at the show and went, nah, you can't have
any. Too bad. But now you've recently announced a special show coming out on October 21st, Halloween Mayhem 2. Which is going to be at the Sedgley Ex-Servicemen's Club in Dudley, I believe that is. Yeah. Tickets, are they on sale now?
They are available, and I will say,
limited.
As of yesterday, we'd already sold 50% of the tickets, and we only announced it Saturday, and today we're recording is Tuesday. So, yeah, it's very, very limited. It's a limited show anyway. We're limited to how many people we can actually have at that show, but that's selling fast.
As long as I'm there.
That's it. You'll be there. Well, even if I have to prop you in my corner,
excellent.
We'll get you in there.
There's technically a few announced people via the actual Facebook. So CJ Rollins is going to be there. The Kingdom holder Lee Hunter is going to be there. So watch out, CJ. Clark Wood, TJ Sky, and many more.
It's always about the many more because, as the Rumble showed, anything can happen in BCCW.
Oh, I was happy about that. So happy. I don't want to sign. I don't know what to sign off with now. So as usual, everyone, the links for BCCW, the links for the Bastard are in the description. The link to that Lucas Cashmere versus the new champion Luke Douglas will be in the description. Not biased. As usual, like and comment and subscribe and enjoy our show. But thank you once again for coming on. And goodbye, everyone.
Ciao.
Luke. Oh, yeah.